You remember what I said.
Yeah. How come you can just walk in like this?
Well, I knocked. There was so much noise, I guess no one heard me.
Sure, yeah. Well, if you're planning on moving in, just forget it.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you. Alone.
I got a lot of work to do.
Well, can you listen while I'm talking?
What do you want?
I owe you an apology for not being where I said I'd be.
I heard you.
It couldn't be helped.
Well, forget about it. I got a lot of work to do anyway.
No, please don't say that. I need you to finish the sculpture.
I finished it for you.
I don't blame you for being mad, but please let me sculpt you.
Listen, if it was so important, why weren't you there?
I can't explain that. I was detained.
You can't explain. Isn't that nice? But you didn't mind me wasting half my afternoon now, did you?
I'll make it up to you if you come today.
No way.
Just for an hour or two.
Listen, lady, I'm not dropping my tools and this job every time you snap your little fingers.
Amazing.
What?
What are you two talking? All this sculpt stuff. What part of the paper did you get that from, Jimmy Lee?
Lou, would you go outside and eat that?
No, sorry, I can't.
Well, why don't you go to the movies or something here?
No, can't do that either.
I'd like to finish this conversation in private if you don't mind.
Well, I can't step out of the trailer.
Says who?
Says Blackie.
I'm trying to find out who our friends are.
Listening indoors is no way to find out.
Maybe not, but I'll tell you one doctor is definitely not on our side. Grant Putnam.
I realize that the nurses are just as pressured as we are. However, for them to recommend that non-medical clerical help post doctor's orders on patients' charts is unthinkable.
Not to mention unprofessional.
Absolutely. The possibility of error becomes much too great.
You are speaking in generalities. Obviously, they're not suggesting that just anybody should do that kind of paperwork. Anyone who does that kind of paperwork would have to have some knowledge of medical treatment.
Some? Leslie, when I prescribe a treatment, I just don't want some of it recorded.
We're talking about the well-being of our patients, Leslie.
Exactly. And that's why our nurses should be spending more of their time on medical matters. As it is now, they're spending nearly half of it doing clerical chores.
I'll tell you what, I don't want anybody filling out one of my charts that doesn't have enough knowledge.
All right.
All right.
I think we've covered this ground sufficiently enough. It's time to take a vote.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Fine.
Written or oral?
Leslie.
Written or
Whichever
oral?
way.
Well, as I see it, we're on our way. I told you Tiffany would fall for it. Ah, dumb blondes.
Dumb? She's not that dumb. She's getting 5%.
We still outsmarted her.
We convinced her.
Whatever you want to call it, Scotty. I certainly am glad I'm moving back into that apartment. I'm going crazy at my mother's. Between her nagging and the kids crying, I'm climbing the walls.
I thought you were climbing the walls because of me.
Do that again?
I'd rather do that again. It's too bad that I can't move back in with you.
Where are you going to stay?
I'm going to stay at the Port Charles Hotel.
Oh, but it'll be lonely.
Probably will be, but not for very long. Because I might see you tonight, huh?
You're damn right you're going to see me tonight.
Good. Terrific. Swell. Right now, I got to go. I got to change my suit. Got to buy a new tie.
On with the show, huh?
That's right. Did you type up that agreement?
Certainly. It's right here. Ready and waiting for your signature.
Good. Okay, what about that appointment with Keller?
I rescheduled again for tomorrow at the same time.
Oh, boy, are you efficient. I'm glad I hired you.
You're not sorry I forced you into it?
No, you just beat me to the punch, that's all.
Well, I always knew we'd be good partners, Scotty. And just to show you how much I've learned from you, I've scheduled 2 phone calls for you at the Preside Room today.
What for?
Well, I'm going to call you twice there so they'll know how much in demand Scotty Baldwin is.
I was going to tell you to do that.
See, I beat you to the punch again. Only it's just not fair.
What's not fair? That you're so smart?
No. That I'm going to be sitting here eating a dry deli sandwich while you're feasting on French food.
Well, think about this. Your sandwich is so dry right now, but think about all the lettuce that's going to be coming in. Huh?
What about it?
Oh, listen, one more thing I want to tell you about tonight.
What?
I want you to wear that sexy perfume.
Well?
The vote was almost unanimous. The answer is no.
In that case, I would like to request the use of the boardroom this evening, sir.
May I request for what purpose, nurse?
I'm going to call a dinner meeting. Our Nurses Association and delegates from Mercy.
Request granted.
I'll tell you one thing, I could take some prime rib of beef right now.
Sounds good to me. What about the floating rib?
Well, if there's no emergencies. Amy, any messages?
What was the vote?
Beg your pardon?
The vote, what happened?
Very little, actually.
Status quo.
I don't believe it!
You better believe it. Things go on as they always have, Amy.
Well, I have got some bad news for you, too. Dr. Dante, Mrs. Crowley, post-op on 7, is in a great deal of pain. And, Dr. Quartermain, you have a whole clinic full of patients just waiting for you.
Well, that's the end of the rib, Mark.
Well, that's too bad. Thank you, nurse.
Dr. Richardson, report to X-ray. Dr. Richardson, report to X-ray.
Can't believe it. Only one doctor in the entire staff seriously considered the dilemma of the nurses?
Don't make me repeat myself, Audrey.
Dr. Troutman to OR, stat. Dr. Troutman to OR, stat.
The doctors on this staff think so little of us.
Oh, no, that's not true, Bobbie. We have great respect for you.
And this is how they show it.
They just don't understand.
I'll say they don't understand. They really don't know what we do all day, do they?
No.
How can they be so blind? I'll tell you what it is. It's male against female.
No, it is not male against female. This is a professional matter.
Excuse me, doctor, but I didn't think you were that naive. Don't you know it's always male against female?
Lovely as always.
Gracious as always. How are you, Martin?
I'm fine. Contrary to prevalent opinion, politicians do tell the truth.
Oh, you're too kind.
I didn't know what you wanted for lunch, so I didn't order anything.
Oh, that's quite all right. Mr. Baldwin isn't here yet. He'll be along any minute.
I'm very glad you thought to invite him.
He is excited about working with you. That is, if your people do invest in this waterfront redevelopment.
There is no if about it.
You mean it?
No, it's an excellent opportunity.
Scotty will be thrilled.
What about you?
I am deeply grateful. Thank you.
I love beautiful women to be grateful to me.
Well, I hope I'm not late.
Oh, Scotty, no, I just got here myself.
Nice to meet
May
you,
I
Mr. Bowen.
introduce Senator Drake, Scotty Baldwin.
Nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine, sir. It's not every day we have such distinguished visitors to Port Charles.
Oh, won't you sit down? I'm not a stranger to Port Charles, Mr. Bowen.
So I hear.
And I may come here more often. The city has a tremendous effect on me.
Well, when the waterfront development is finished, it won't be anything equal to it on the entire East Coast, sir.
That's quite a formidable project.
Well, it's going to happen, Senator.
Waiter, what would you like?
White wine, please.
Mr. Bowen?
Scotch.
I'll join Miss Hill. You were saying, Mr. Bowen?
Well, we've got great plans, and I'll be happy to go over them with you right now.
Well, to be candid with you, there is something I would like to go over with you.
What's that?
Well, I'm sure Miss Hill has told you that I have a number of colleagues who are interested in investing about $10 million in your project, but we're curious to know about your business associates.
Well, there are none. This project is mine, sir, and I want nothing but clean money. That's why I'm looking for investors in your caliber.
That's very reassuring. I'm sure my colleagues will be pleased.
Good, fine.
Excuse me, there's a business call from Mr. Baldwin.
Excuse me.
You certainly are forthright, Martin.
Well, one has to be forthright when one's talking about money.
Money. I'm such a twit when it comes to money.
To you. Here we are.
Oh.
To you.
Oh, to you. Goodness, all this money makes my head spin.
Oh, come now. It was all your suggestion. So, and I'm very grateful to you. And so are my colleagues.
Oh, thank you. You know, there is something that I'm not quite sure about, Martin. Maybe you can enlighten me.
Yes, you seem troubled about something. What is it?
Well, not really troubled. It's just that I'm not quite clear on this 5% finder's fee. I do get that from you, don't I?
Oh, no, no, my sweet. You get that from Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I'm sure you'll get it, so I wouldn't worry.
What do you mean you only got half the money? How come?
Well, the past is coming around to haunt me.
You mean all the publicity about the murder?
Oh, he probably checked out hand.
Oh, come on, Scotty. Now, that shouldn't stop you.
It won't.
Look, I bet you could get another $10 million out of him.
Look, I don't have to. Their 10 is clean. I'll get the other.
But it'd be so much easier if you got all the money in one place.
Don't worry, will you? We're halfway home. Listen, don't call me again, all right? Because I've got the senator right where I want him. I'll see you tonight. Goodbye.
I'll mention the finder's fee to Baldwin.
Oh, thank you, but I really don't think that will be necessary.
I'm sorry, that was the court.
You don't have to leave, do you?
Well, I hate to if I haven't satisfied all the senator's questions.
You have, more or less. And I've heard about your ambition and your drive, so I'm quite sure that you're going to be successful.
Oh, but you've been so helpful, Martin.
So that leaves nothing really but the paperwork.
Well, that's good to hear.
I'm sorry that we didn't have more time to get acquainted.
Well, perhaps on your next trip, Senator.
Well, you must understand that this trip was rushed. But since I had people who were interested, I wanted to meet you.
Well, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to give me a call.
I won't, but there is something I would like to have clearly understood. You must know that I would not bring this to anybody's attention unless I had done my homework.
Thank you very much. And I promise you that the investors will double their money. I'll have my secretary draw up the papers and send them over to your office tomorrow, okay?
Fine.
Terrific.
What about my papers?
Pardon me, Tiffany?
The new lease?
Oh, of course. Your new lease on life. There you go. Think you'll find everything in order?
I'm sure I will. If I don't, I'm sure I'll call you.
Sure you will. Goodbye, Senator. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you. Well, this calls for a celebration.
Without a doubt.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything about your finder's fee, but I do have something else for you, and I hope you like it.
Oh, Martin, you shouldn't have.
Open it.
Martin, I don't know what to say. It takes my breath away.
Well, now you know what your effect is on me.
Oh, it's magnificent. I really don't think I should take this, though.
Oh, I'd be heartbroken if you didn't take it. Think of it as a token for a good investment.
When you say it like that, how can I possibly refuse? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, now, we put that away. Shall we order?
Oh, yes, please. I'm ravenous. Martin, would you like to come to my apartment for dinner tonight? That is, if you're staying.
What a wonderful idea. Yes, I am staying. Waiter! Waiter!
Senator, an honor.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
Come in, please.
Delighted to hear about your appointment.
Well, thank you. I'm enjoying the job.
Yes, you're doing very well with it, too, I hear.
Well, we try. How can I help you?
I'm looking for some advice.
I'm not too big in that department, Senator.
Well, I understand that you're the man to see. May I?
Please sit down. Look, can I get you a drink?
No, thanks. I just had lunch and had some wine.
At the Versailles room, no doubt.
Yes, with a friend of yours, Miss Hill.
They don't come any better.
She's a wonderful actress.
Yes, indeed.
I've seen all her pictures.
I had heard that.
Well, I'll come straight to the point. I persuaded some friends of mine to invest in the waterfront redevelopment project.
I see. Well, that's very fortunate for poor Charles.
It's a very sound investment. That's why I encouraged it. But not before I checked and discovered that you had cleared the waterfront development of any influence of the mob. Is that true?
Absolutely. There is no redevelopment project if there is so much as a hint of mob penetration.
Well, I persuaded some friends of mine to invest as much as $10 million.
10.
Well, I agree that $10 million in a project like this is not all that much, but still. What's the matter?
Oh, it's just that Scott Baldwin was looking for 20.
Yes, I know that.
It's a pity your friends couldn't come up with the rest of it.
I don't understand.
Oh, look, perhaps I'm thinking out loud here.
I'd like to know what you're thinking.
If he had the entire amount, he could move a lot quicker. It's just this way has kind of left the door open, perhaps, for the mob. Now, if that happens, I'll have to deny leases, and you're going to be out $10 million.
I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, perhaps I'm being unduly worried.
No, I wouldn't say that. In fact, it's worth thinking about. Perhaps what I'll do is get a few more wealthy friends.
So long as everything's legitimate, well, I'm not worried.
They'll be legitimate and they'll be interested so long as I present it well.
And so will a certain lovely young lady.
Miss Hill?
Well, I'm sure she won't be at all perturbed about the prospect of an additional finder's fee.
Mr. Baldwin should give you that fee.
Now, that could be construed as bribery.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Word of advice, Senator.
Yes?
Watch your step.
You mean on that tricky sidewalk of yours out here?
No. I'm referring to one Scott Baldwin.
Commissioner, with characters like that, I always watch my step.
And I'll be watching, too.
Bye-bye.
Agreed?
Yeah. Agreed.
12 noon tomorrow. My model will be there.
Deal's a deal.
Great. And thanks for lunch.
Sorry.
How you doing, man?
All right. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Your plans shaping up okay?
Plans?
Yeah, you're getting married, aren't you?
Oh, yes, as soon as we find somewhere to live.
You've been looking, I understand.
All over town, but would you believe it? I can't find a thing.
You decide to build, you let me know.
Well, I haven't even considered that.
Consider it. There's nothing like having what you want from the ground up.
I will, but right now I'd better be off. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Anytime.
Take care.
Bye. Goodbye.
So how goes it?
Hey, Jimmy Lee.
Yeah.
You're not planning to do any of that, sculpt stuff here with her, are you?
Yeah, you got one big mouth.
So that's where you've been spending all your time off.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Well, maybe it ain't too bright. Better cut it out, Jimmy Lee.
I don't know if I can, Red.
Well, this room is something else, like something out of Star Wars or something.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Any reason?
Huh?
You missed me, perhaps?
Oh, no, I just came by to tell you what a great job you're doing, that's all.
Thank you, Blackie.
Yeah, I mean, with that Susan Baldwin, that was really cool. I mean, Sherlock, what's his name's got nothing on you.
Glad you liked it. You don't mind if I just pump some information into my little machine here, do you?
Yeah, be my guest.
As a matter of fact, it's already gone public. Probably be on the news by 5. All right. Just watch the screen here.
Some typewriter.
Info read. Jody Barrett murder. Girl companion, whereabouts unknown. Company to PC 1516. Long blonde hair, big eyes, sad expression. Well, what do you think?
Look, it's late. I gotta go. Thanks a lot.
Then,
To friendship.
a new alliance and revenge
Miserable.
on Dynasty. Tomorrow. On All My Children.
Thank you.
Enjoy your dinner.
A mystery guest visits Verla in Pine Valley. Who will it be? Tune in Wednesday. And on the edge of night.
Let's slow down.
Ooh.
Nice and dreamy.
Oh, let me put on some music. Has Jody finally fallen for Preacher? All My Children, the edge of night. Weekdays.
This is Joan London. Start your day with World News this morning. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, results and analysis of Chicago's controversial race for mayor. Also, Carol Baker and Ursula Andress on Good Morning America.
Tonight, the Fonz fumes when Joni and Chachi change their tune from rock to folk on Happy Days. Then Laverne plays tricks to restore Weezer's confidence after she fares better at punching out bullies than he does on Laverne and Shirley. Raven sets a trap for Ian that could backfire. Watch The Edge of Night, following FYI next.